Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am looking very haggard right now. Sorry that it's been a while since I've updated. A lot of things have happened since the last update. Obviously we had the holidays. I got sick after my husband got sick. We got a new cat. There's just a lot of things going on. And and I've also finished my book 2 in my fantasy series, so that is finally back to me, and I've been doing the edits and stuff, and I've also enrolled in a bunch of writing competitions, so there's a lot going on. I may do another video where I talk about all the little things that I've been doing and how it's kind of driving me insane, but for now, please enjoy this first soap of 2025, which is actually on the late side. It's a St. Patrick's Day themed soap, so it will be available on the website, which is another thing I'm working on. So there's a lot of things going on. Anyway, here it is, St. Pat's Day soap. All right, let's get started. So today is a St. Patrick's Day inspired soap. So naturally I'm using green and gold, and this here is emerald green from Wholesale Supplies Plus. It is the Crafter's Choice brand, and it's really pretty. It's kind of like it's a more cool toned green with a little bit of blue in there, and yeah, it turns out pretty nice. The other color is lime green, also from Wholesale Supplies Plus in the Crafter's Choice brand, and it's more on the yellow side, and I do like this one as well, but it does in the final product look a little bit more yellow. I mean, it is green, but it does have the yellow tone, really does come out in it. So I will blend these in my MCT oil, which is the same as medium chain triglyceride, coconut oil, which I have gotten from Essential Depot is the company that I got it from. I buy it in bulk because it's a lot cheaper that way, but it'll last me a very long time because MCT oil has a very long shelf life, and I do like to use it for soap making, mixing the colors, because it doesn't have its own color to it. You can see in the bottle there, it is very clear, and so it doesn't impart its own color to the mica that I'm using here. So with the gold color, I'm not going to be making it into the soap batter. I'm doing a mica vein with it. So I'm going to blend it up like I normally do in the MCT oil. And I'm very much running out of this color because I love it so much. But I'm just blending it with the MCT oil, and what I'm going to end up doing with it is dropping it into the soap as a mica vein. So if you haven't seen my video on that, I will link it in the description, or not in the description, but I'll link it for you so you can see the mica veining process. I did veining in my Johnny Utah soap, and it turns out pretty lovely, if I say so myself. But I do love this gold color for veining because it really does pop, and especially with St. Patrick's Day, we got to have our pot of gold. So there's that. And this recipe I'm using, you know, it's kind of a hodgepodge recipe that I had to calculate because I had just a miscellaneous blend of oils, so it's not really worth going over that. I do have a video where I walk you through how to calculate a soap batch, and I will also link that for you. But this recipe is just, like I said, a hodgepodge. It's got lard and coconut oil, canola, castor oil, cocoa butter, palm kernel oil, what have you. So the temperature of this is a little on the high side, but the fragrance that I'm using is called Moroccan Mint, and Moroccan Mint has, in my experience, not accelerated a batch. Any acceleration you see here is due to the recipe itself. So the recipe does move a little bit faster, even though the lard and the coconut oil move slow. I think with the temperature and the cocoa butter, it moved a little bit faster, but still workable. Now the design I'm doing is what I call mod circles or hypno sway if you look at my custom form on my website. But so the thickening batter is okay for this method because you can kind of tamp it down and whatnot, and it'll do its thing. But you'll see what I mean here in just a minute. But I didn't really weigh anything. I just kind of eyeballed the portions because I didn't really care about precision for this, which honestly, I don't care for precision most of the time. But sometimes designs do require you to measure them out so that you can be a little bit more equal with each color that you're using. But in this case, not so much. I didn't really care. But I ultimately ended up just using an uncolored portion, and I was going to do 4 colors, but I decided, you know, I wanted less dishes this time around, and 2 greens was good, and I didn't really need a white, so I just left 1 portion uncolored. And in this fragrance, I could do that because it doesn't discolor anything. If anything, it might turn it just a little bit yellow, but that's about it. I also went ahead and blended my colors, which probably also contributed to it moving a little bit faster. But I actually did this on purpose to make it thicken up a little bit, because when I did mix the colors, I felt it was a little thin for the design I was going for. So when you do the wall pour, mod circles, hypno sway, it's you need a little bit more of that definition, because if it was too thin, it would just muddy the colors and not give you those nice circle features that you're looking for. So this mold I got new. This is from sorry, I had to think about it. Essential Depot. I really love that site. They've got a lot of nice, inexpensive things. You can be a member, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I got this for free for ordering some oils and whatnot. And I just wanted to try it out. So this mold is actually on the bigger side. I do like the cage that it comes in because it gives it that stability. And the silicone that it's made of is really sturdy. It's very thick, and it just holds very well. But anyway, I had to use 44 ounces of oils in this, which is a lot for me. Usually my batch is about 28 ounces of oils. So we're almost at like double the recipe, which is fine, but it's just like, you know, I really don't like working with that much, especially with designs. I know that some designs require a little bit more of a refined touch. So when you have too much batter, you know, it can tend to work a little too fast. So anyway, you can just see me going along. All I'm doing is just pouring down the side of the wall in these little circle shapes. I probably could have staggered them a little bit more. I'm using this like long neck pouring funnel, and I don't think I like it. I mean, it's okay for some applications, but I feel like with that particular color, I didn't have as much control over how it was pouring out. It was just pouring out super fast. And so I don't know, it was a little bit more sloppy than I wanted it to be, but I mean, it ended up turning out okay in the end. But I think I prefer my cheap Walmart brand that I bought like 20 years ago, which you can't find anymore. So you can see that my batter is getting a little thicker than I'd like it to get, which, I mean, again, it turned out all right in the end, but I really wish I hadn't done that extra mix when I put the colors in. I also noticed on this mold that the silicone walls were kind of bowing inward until I filled it to a certain point. So I was planning on using some of this extra to create some smaller bars, but I realized I needed all of it for this mold so it would fill it up and take that bowing away. And this particular mold, as big and long as it is relative to what I'm accustomed to, still fit in my little makeshift oven thing that I use with a heating pad. So I have this little food cooler that I've lined with towels and a harder surface, and then I put a heating pad in it, so it kind of works as like a little mini oven. And it was really cheap to make, and I don't know, so this fits in there. I did have a little issue with it because the top was bigger. My little platform that I put on top to protect the top, it did fall into it. So it did the opposite of what it was supposed to do. And you can see that there's a dent in it, but I just cut that off, and I used the top soaps for home, and they're ugly anyway, so it's fine. But this particular batch is, I can't remember how long it is. I think 12 inches is how long it was, or 11 something. But anyway, either way, I did measure about 1/2 inch from either side to trim off the ends. And then I measured 2.5 inches across because I'm going to cut this the same way I would cut a wood grain. And if you are subscribed to my newsletter, you'll see the technique that I use to do wood grain typed out for you, and I'll also link that in the description. Real quick note on that, it is considered a paid subscription, but it's not really paid. So the deal is if you sign up for my newsletter, all I ask for is your loyalty. If you sign up, you'll have 6 months, and then you'll be upgraded to the paid version for free. So it's not, it's hard to explain. So you're not paying anything at all. It's just the cost is your loyalty. So anyway, that's my little spiel. If you want to go to ariholdingauthor.com and sign up, you'll see some of the soap making stuff I have on there. And just stick around with me for 6 months and you'll get to see the paid content. But anyway, so there's that. But as I cut this here, like I said, I cut about 1/2 inch off of either side, measured it 2.5 inches across, and it got me 4 chunks that way. So if you do the math, that's a 10-inch long section that I was able to get. And then once I cut all these chunks, then I'm going to cut it horizontally to get the width of the bar. And it's a little hard to explain until you see it, so I'm just going to fast forward this a little bit until I get to that point. Okay, so you can see I take the top and then I turn it to the side, and I'm cutting off that wonky bit. So there's just going to be a lot of leftover waste, which I'll use for myself. But I think it turned out kind of cool. Not exactly what I was looking for, but I think that the circles, because the batter got so thick too fast, the circles weren't perfect, but I feel like that kind of gives it a little bit of that charm. So each one is pretty different, and I think that also kind of gives it that little uniqueness about it. So yeah, I'm not unhappy with this at all. It didn't turn out what I was anticipating, but overall I do think it worked out just fine. And I am trimming off the bottom here just to, you know, because that particular piece, for whatever reason, didn't have the greatest bottom. So, but anyway, that came out kind of cool, and here it is. All right, and that's that. So this is the final result, and I really like how it came out. It's pretty random and nice. But yeah, here's the final soap, and I will list it on my website as soon as I have a chance. I'm hoping that is sometime very soon, just between writing the second book in my series and editing and formatting and all the other stuff. And then on top of that, being sick, I also work a full-time job. So this has just been a lot of work. And I'm also rebuilding my website, lhsoaps.com, so that's another thing to deal with. So yeah, anyway, I'm hoping that it should be sooner rather than later. But anyway, if you sign up for my newsletter at ariholdingauthor.com, I talk about soap and books and all that other good stuff, so you can get like information on the background of these sorts of things and when they'll be available and any special deals that are going on and whatnot. So anyway, just as a quick final plug, just to let you know that my ebook of book 1 for Reaper's Gamble is on sale until the end of February for 99 cents, and that's the ebook only. It's available on Amazon and also through me directly, and then there's other sites as well. I'll just link that all in the description below. So if you want to get it direct through me, go to the Lemon Squeezy website, and if you want to get it anywhere else, you can get it through the Books to Read link. But anyway, that's it for today, and sorry for just such a late soap making video. It's just been crazy around here. I don't honestly have anything planned either, so it might be a little spotty for a while until I can get into the groove of 2025. So anyway, I will catch you on the next one. Bye.